gotta show and prove. You gotta pay your dues. You keep acting brand new, acting a fool.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to go over what my Tony Robbins experience was, right? The UPW, Unleash the Power Within event. I went to it back, I believe it was a couple months ago, so this is a little bit of a later shared story, but I wanted everything to also settle in with me. It was a huge experience and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I definitely think you have to experience it for yourself, but you know, we're gonna get into it and talk about it with us today. So watch until the very end. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So Tony Robbins. I had no idea what I was walking into, realistically. I know that there was some videos on Netflix of like what that he has up. I really didn't even know much of him, but how I heard about it was because my mom and her friends, they've been on this personal development journey. These ladies got some tickets. They were like, we going or we going? So then it was my birthday present. Duh, that's when it was, November. It was that weekend. Oh, hold on. Okay, it was my birthday present, and let me tell you something, it was way more than I expected. So it happened to be at the West Palm, like the downtown West Palm area, which is freaking beautiful. They have some of the most amazing food. That whole area is super nice, and it was at the convention center. You know, it was honestly, I believe it was 4 days to be exact. The very first day, I thought that they were gonna take it really light on us, like really soft, you know. It's usually how it is when you welcome everybody in, but no sir. The very first day, from the morning, the earliest part of the morning, we think we were there at 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. And it was to get through the doors because you needed to get good seats because it's not something that is super spaced out. The one that I went to was not super spaced out. So there was gold, platinum, and like general admission. The people that were like general admission were like right close to me. So I'm like, dang, you guys got a bang for your buck and you're so close. Everyone's relatively really close together, and not just that, but Tony walks off stage, comes walking up and down, like he is huge. His hand was like it hovers over you, whatever, but he walks up and down, he talks, he spits, he does all of that. And he does a really good job at preparing you. Like the whole first day is like you're straight to business, straight to work. I tend to be shy and a little bit of an introvert until I'm not. And there's no such thing as being an introvert there because they have dancers, they have DJs, they have everything. And it's like, if you're not moving, you might be the only person not moving there because everybody there, number one, they pay some money to be there. You don't get your money's worth. So we came to dance. Fast forward, he prepares us for the walking on coal. So I didn't know that we were really walking on fire. I thought it was something that's like, it can't really be fire. It's probably fake, you know, Disney does it, makes you feel like it's hot in the place, you know, this is gonna be the same thing. No, Tony Robbins is not a watered down version of Disney, of a movie, nothing. Like, he really prepared us how to walk on coal, prepared us by like having a full day of talking about, this was actually, it was one of the most intense days for me as well. Because it was one of those days that he had a lot of, like, it was like a guided meditation, and he made you imagine yourself where you are today, right? Or on that day. And he tells you, imagine yourself, he's like, what are you telling yourself? Like, what are you saying to yourself? What limiting beliefs are you saying to yourself? Things like that. And the moment that you start addressing it, it's almost like he makes you say it over and over to the point that you get tired of saying it. He makes you laugh at yourself for saying that, which is cool because it's like a limiting beliefs that we all have. Like, we tell it to ourselves as to what not to do. And it's almost like we set that boundary. But he had us address it and laugh at it. Your fear is no longer laughing at you, you're laughing at your fear. It was fire, okay? I was crying. And because he makes you imagine yourself 10 years down the road. So he says, what are you doing after those 10 years? Like, what do you look like? What are you saying to yourself? Things like that. Then you're yelling at yourself. You're correcting the things that you say to yourself. You are really just, it's you versus you. Like, I had to sit away from like my mom and her friends, because there's a lot of personal emotions that you go through internally that you battle with, that is really not something for you to share with anyone else, and let alone not something you want your mom to feel, because our parents end up always taking blame for a lot of the stuff that goes on in our life, when it's like, you didn't do this, I did, we good. It's like thousands of people. It's a lot of people in this one place. Not only was it brick ass, it's very cold, it's brick ass actually, okay? You feel numb, like your hands, your feet, you have to have a jacket. No such thing as looking cute with shorts, sis. Tried it, didn't get far, so traumatized. But the fire, at first I'm looking around, I was like, there's no way that these people are all gonna walk on fire, like we're gonna be here for hours. No, they did, okay? A lot of people didn't, but we ended up having to take our shoes off, leaving our shoes at our chair, and with all of our belongings. There was no belongings allowed to come with you. I was like, I hope that every single person here really is on a different page with their life. Please don't take my shoes. Please don't steal nothing from my purse. Please don't take nothing that's mine, because if I find you, it will kill you. The point is, no one ended up taking anything from me. We all lined up, no shoes. No shoes, no socks. There was no socks allowed. Your pants had to be like rolled all the way up. And we all walked outside together. I don't know how. It smelled like Chuck E. Cheese up in there. You know, a lot of people had some cheesy toes. I don't know. It was weird. It was disturbing at first. But it's all part of, I think it probably was part of like to distract you or something. But it's part of the process. You're then experiencing that walking on the concrete outside. It hurts, like it's a little painful. So it's also like, but I'm about to walk on fire, so it's really not that painful. It's pitch dark, you can't see anything. It's just you see the person in front of you, and they prepare you to walk through the fire. I'm not gonna go through the whole chant and preparation, because you know, you had to experience that yourself. They don't let you go until you're prepared. And like, I had my mom and everyone behind me, and I was like, I'll go first, because I know my mom. She's not gonna say she's afraid, but I know she was a little bit uncomfortable. My mom's friend, one of them was already like, kind of like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. She kind of chickened out. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna go first, because if I go first, then it's gonna give them that level of belief, and they're gonna do it too. And the guy in front of me, he told me, he was like, listen, I'm only gonna let you go when I feel like you're prepared. So you have to say the chant and stay confident until the point that I say that you're prepared. Boy, the moment he said, he was like, go! I was like, what? And I went. It didn't feel like the actual heat, because I was so focused on the chant. I was so focused on what he was having us think and say. And not just that, but I was also like, even if it hurts, it can't hurt, because I don't want the girls behind me to be afraid because I got hurt. So I was like, even if this hurts, I'm still going. And I went and I finished it. But at the end, I forgot that I'm not supposed to celebrate until I'm washed off. And I started jumping up and down. I didn't know a piece of coal was stuck to the bottom of my foot. It was stuck to the bottom of my foot, y'all. It burned the whole walk back into the arena. I was like, my foot. I was like, that's it. Crippled Life chose me. We're not gonna talk about the place that we stood at, because everything was booked. The hotels were booked, everything was booked solid. The only thing that we had was an Airbnb. And this Airbnb, I'm gonna show y'all, disastrous. I'm not gonna tell you day by day, because honestly, some time has passed and I don't remember everything with specifics. But one thing that you do have to know for certain is that you are going to really open up emotions that you didn't even know you had. There's guided meditations that I had, that I visualized and saw things that I hadn't seen in ages and years. He makes you address things like love. He makes you address things like not necessarily dating somebody love, but feeling love. You know, everyone has different pain points, and I think that love stems very deeply rooted in that pain point. Sometimes the pain could be like a deception, whether it be family member, relationship, or friend, anything of that sort. He makes you open that can of worms, and it be painful, okay? No lie, I did a lot of crying. It does take a lot for me to cry openly like that, but I did do a lot of crying. Something I do recommend is going with somebody that you don't feel like you have to block yourself at all. Like someone that you're really open and transparent with, or someone that you're really looking to better and improve a relationship with. I went with my mom and my mom's friends, and it's also important for you to interact with people you might not know, right? Because there's gonna be activities that you're comfortable with doing with the people in your group. There's gonna be activities that you're not. Like I said, I had a partnership activity with my mom and her friend, one of her friends, and it was great. I think that I heard my mom out, and I saw like how human she is, and it was awesome. And my mom's friend, which I got a chance to bond and really genuinely appreciate. And then I also had activities that I had to go do with a complete different stranger. I met a girl, who I think that it's not a coincidence. You get placed in front of these people, not to get religious on y'all, but God placed that girl in front of me because she was a huge mirror. She's like an inverted version of what I was sharing with her. 10 out of 10 recommend. Something that you should go with a good amount of people as well, because it's good when you go back to the Airbnb or the hotel or something and you're able to reflect all together. And everyone's always going to have different takeaways, and as time does go by, if you are a team that works together, if you are a team that are friends or just family members, at the end you both experienced and had a lot of similar breakthroughs at similar times, and I do think that it improves the bond and relationship overall. So I would definitely go again, even if it's something that he repeats over and over. I do feel like it's like reading a book. No matter how many times you read it, you're always going to take something different out of it. So I personally will be looking forward to going in the near future. I do have some videos of the place that we actually stood at. It was super creepy. Random street, cut off, go in the back. It's behind the house, So I'm like, you know what? If this is it, this is where they gonna kill me, they gonna kill me. But the person that rented out the location opened the door for us when I first got there, and they sent me first, of course, and saw the guy, spoke to him. He had a huge black and blue going across his face. Cool. He's like, well, if you guys need me, I'm gonna be right next door. But right next door was literally a room inside of the house that we rented that was ducked off for him to have his little dungeon. Strangest thing ever. I literally kept looking everywhere, is there cameras, hidden cameras? But I'm like, you know what? Okay. Luckily it wasn't haunted, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna add all those little clips in between and more towards the end, so you can really see the whole tour. And then yeah, well, that basically wraps it up. 10 out of 10 do recommend, and I hope that you guys are able to share the experience with somebody that you absolutely love and want to see do better as well. It's a great gift, and I hope that you get to experience it for yourself. And comment, subscribe, message me if you do experience it, and let me know how it went, or if you ever do see me there, then we can chop it up. Maybe we could be partners. But once again, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. So let's talk about it. When I got here, we were confused as to which door to knock on. I was like, okay, cool. So the landlord is on the same property as we are. Front neighbors. Got you, heard you. It's because you don't want any parties. Okay. I didn't sign up for this, but where else are we going to go? Every hotel is completely booked because hello, Tony Robbins. And every Airbnb was literally booked solid. And here's the beautiful house. We got catfished compared to what it looked like online. So this is a little room that man said that he was going to be in case we needed anything. Okay, just to let you know. And then here's this weird dolphin that I have no idea why it was broken in half. Yeah, right there. So inside of the house, that piano, I was so scared it was going to play itself in the middle of the night. It was a lot of antiques, which is cool, not really my thing. All these little porcelain dolls and just really vintage images and sculptures and little, collectibles, I guess you could say, are not my thing. I find them really creepy. I did not sit on that couch. Don't recommend. Jenny's pretending that she was having a grand old time, but sis barely wanted to sleep in one of the beds. So I did put the mattress on the floor because I was not going to sleep in a room by myself all the way in the back of the house, which I will show you the room that was supposed to have been mine. The prettiest thing about this house had to have been the patio. Backyard was, maybe not the backyard itself, but the lake in the back was beautiful. It looked like a little mini golf course. This part was okay. The kitchen was a chill vibe. Can't go wrong with a little island bar. We did have a couple of like snack, like finger foods that we would just sit all together and eat there. Didn't sit on that couch either. We're not doing that. Didn't even touch any of those books. I'm scared of cameras. This was a room that I was supposed to sleep in. Who was gonna sleep in this room? Not me. Like, this looks like somebody's garage. This was a garage, and yeah, it just wasn't it. Me and las cucarachas would have been one.
Be fucking for real.
That part. Be for real. And then here, I was just happy, living la vida loca, happy que me voy pa mi casa, sick of this place. But Tony Robbins, 10 out of 10. This house, not so much.